The scam that is the solar array on Livermore Falls. All right, so I just published this blog post over at windtaskforce.org, which is if you're from Maine or if you're living in Maine, you want to get involved in the anti-greens, this is a place to go. Citizens Task Force on Wind Power. Obviously, solar isn't wind, but it's all flows, man, the same way. Anyway, so I read this article, and it's just so freaking stupid. And I just look at that. It kills me, man. And I don't have any antipathy at all towards the farmers who do this. None whatsoever. Just look at that beautiful land. It's like I'm like the Indian in the old commercials, like, why do we do this to our land? And the tear runs down his thing. Oh, man. A 14,000 panel solar array on a family farm in Livermore Falls. That's in Androscoggin County. There's another Livermore Falls project in the north. Will provide power to 5 public schools in Maine. Wow. 20 acres of solar photovoltaic to provide power, electricity to 5 public schools. We'll just hang in there. Generating nearly 6.5 million kilowatt hours of clean energy annually. Really? Is that nameplate capacity, or is that what their actual projections are for generation? And I'll dive into that here in just a second. Farmer Harold Souther worked closely with the USDA to both preserve his farm and leave a legacy of clean energy. We don't want to take the good, clean, healthy agricultural land out of production in order to meet renewable energy goals, but we also realize that but there's always a but. Our renewable energy goals are really significant and really important, she says. Oh, who said that? Oh, this fool. Who the hell was that? Hempson? Who? That's horrible. Who said that? She says. That wasn't the good farmer, Harold Souther, because he's a dude. Oh, Rhiannon Thompson. Rhiannon Hampson. We really significant. We don't want to take good away healthy, clean, healthy agricultural land out of production, but we really need it for renewable goals. See what's happening? They're putting renewable goals ahead of the agriculture. This is how evil these greens are, dude. Yeah, we don't want to take it out of production. It's really green and really healthy land, but we really need it to meet our energy goals. Do you see what's happening? Our energy goals are more important than the food you have. Now, Hampson said the project will allow Souther to at least part of his land for the solar array and keep some of his family to farm, some of his land to farm. Maria Libby says the array will cover 90% of the school's electric bill. Really? And how are they heating their schools? Stupid. We've taken a lot of steps. Look, so what? But I'm thinking, why Camden? I don't get it, man. I mean, why Camden? What's going on with Camden? Libby says the high school has solar panels on its roof and a wind turbine. But that's not enough. They still need more. Funded with an EPA grant. They have solar panels on its roof and a wind turbine. The middle school has a new sewer thermal program to heat the water, and the district has a new electric school bus, but still we need more. We need more. The Inflation Reduction Act will also provide loans and grants to the okay, so freaking stupid. Anyway, so let's take a look here in case you're not familiar. There's a farm right there, and there's Camden. 76 miles of transmission lines, or I think it's transmission lines. What is it? Distribution to your house, transmitting it from the source. So there's a couple of schools in here that's going to get some electricity. So Camden is paying all the money for it. I mean, because they got the money. These are rich people, dude. They want to be green because they're freaking idiots. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And so they're going to say, hey, let's take this land and let's build solar panels on it. Look at that. It's great. This can make everybody happy. The unicorn of electricity. So I said in my blog, let me just show you what happens. So hold on a second. There are sunny days in Maine. Let's see. Yeah, Maine. Okay, gotcha. I mean, this is Caribou. It doesn't matter, man. It's just Portland. 10 sunny days in Portland. 7 partial. It's basically 50% of the time. Look, a third of the time we have sunny days. A third of the time we have partly sunny, and a third of the time you're gonna have cloudy. That's just a fact, Jack. So frustrating. And right here, percent of sun, 56% of the time. That's not during night. That's just when the sun is out. 56% of the time. We just look at our book here, Sustainable Energy Without the Hot Air. We see Boston gets about 149 watts per square meter on average. All right, so basically, that's what happens. So, if you look at the amount of sunshine, the sun, gives us about 1,300 watts per square meter at the most intense. When it's 12 noon with no clouds, right there per square meter, you get about 1,100 to 1,300 watts. All right, but you're obviously not getting it at noon with no clouds every day, so you take it on average. So basically, what we do is we take I'm going to say Portland, Maine, or Livermore Falls gets about 140 watts at any given time. All right, so we take 140 watts, we times that by, so we take 140 watts, we times that by the number of panels, 14,040, and that gives us 1.9 million watts on any given moment on average, if that makes sense. So basically 2 million watts. And we divide that by 1,000 for how many kilowatts we're getting. All right, so we got right there on any given moment in time, we're getting about 1,965 kilowatts. All right, so we divide that by 20, we times it by 0.25. Oops, excuse me. Hold on, 19 times 0.25. We get about 4 on any given moment. For those 14,000 panels, photovoltaic panels, we're getting about 475 kilowatts. All right, and a kilowatt is 1,000 watts. Now we times that by 24, and we get 11,400 kilowatt hours. That's what we're getting over the course of a day. We times that by 365, and we're getting about 4.16 million kilowatt hours throughout a year. So that's what I'm saying. So these guys are using a capacity of 6.5 million kilowatt hours. Actually, I assume that's nameplate. That's not the actual generation. That's going to say what they could produce if the sun was there 24 hours a day or above. Right? I don't think that's what they're getting. I think they're getting about 2/3 of that, about 4.16 million kilowatt hours. Now, nothing wrong with it. I mean, look, it is what it is. It still has 20 acres of beautiful, beautiful farmland being used to move freaking product from Livermore Falls to Camden, huh? And I can almost assure you they're not going to get the same amount of what they're, because they always lie. These people always flipping lie. They always give the nameplate capacity. They never tell you the actual generation. It drives me crazy. They lie all the time, and sadly, I don't think these people are smart enough to know to ask a question. The media, they're just not that bright. We know that from what's his name, Ben Rhodes. From let me show you what Ben Rhodes. Show you what Ben Rhodes said, which is Obama's national security advisor, I think. He said, hold on just a second. Rhodes makes it clear that selling a lie, whatever the lie was, to the press was easy. The average reporter is 27 years old, and their only reporting experience consists of being around political campaigns. They literally know nothing. Yeah. And then one of Rhodes' assistants actually calls reporters force multipliers, going on to describe how we have our compadres. I'll reach out to a couple people and I'll give them some color. And the next thing I know, they'll be putting out the messaging on their own. All right, so let's just go back here. And so we got 20 acres of beautiful agriculture being sent, going to produce about 4,000 kilowatt hours annually, and that just ain't going to get the job. I mean, folks, I use my own house right here. I got 4 kids. I got a pretty big house in Georgia. We use about 50 kilowatt hours a day. We times that by 24, times that by 365. We use about 438,000 kilowatt hours. In fact, let me see if I can't find a bill. Does that make sense? Hold on a second. Yeah, right here. We use, that seems off to me. Well, there it is, right there. I screwed that up. I'm on my bill. We use 100. We basically use 100 kilowatt hours a day, times that by 365. Yeah, it's 36,000 kilowatt hours a year. Yeah, so I was off because I timed it twice. And that we're pretty high. And we got a pool, pump for that. You know what I'm saying? We live in the deep south, so it's air conditioning kicks in quite a bit. We have natural gas, so we don't use any electricity for our heat, thankfully. But anyway, my issue is this is just one big scam. Now the problem is, I feel bad for the Southers. They're the farmers having to do this. They could easily sell their land to a developer and make bank. I get that. These folks are in a no-win situation. For many years, I lived in the Shenandoah. I'm just telling you. For many, I don't even have to read this because I lived in the Shenandoah Valley for many years. We lived in Dayton, Virginia, right outside Harrisonburg. Mennonite farmers all around. But a lot of dairy farmers of America and a lot of chicken and turkey livestock farmers as well. And farming for poultry is you ain't making bank, man. There's more bank in your land when you sell it to a developer than there is raising livestock. And the problem is there ain't that many young men coming up behind to raise the freaking chickens and poultry. They're just not. DFA, the dairy farmer, is a little bit different, but if you're raising poultry, there just isn't a whole lot of young men to come up behind you to do that. There isn't. Now, if you're a Mennonite farmer, like the Mennonites did, well, they keep it in house, so they didn't really sell that much. But if you're an old man, 85 years old, 65 years old, and you're like, I got no kids, they all move to DC. What am I supposed to do? I don't have any money. If I can't raise product and the product isn't very profitable anyway, and I'm getting older, what do I do? You sell it to a freaking developer. It sucks. Sucks. I'm completely in sympathy, and this guy obviously doesn't have anyone coming up behind him to freaking do the land. Developer come up there and buy that and just put a look. It just kills you, man. Nature of the beast. All right. Anyway, you should subscribe to the Citizens Task Force on Wind Power. It's great. Frustrating. All right, we'll see you.